The Duchess of York said the item was discovered by a volunteer, Brian Van Flandern, who found the rag doll amongst the rubble following the September 11 terror attacks that killed 996 people. Little Red was in Charity's office located on the 101st floor of the World Trade Center's North Tower when a group of extremists hijacked and crashed two planes into the Twin Towers during the 9/11 attacks. Sarah told the BBC, "Because our office is on the 101st floor, Little Red always sat on the window looking over New York and over the United States as I imagine she did, because she is a little red rag doll, standing at about 12 inches. On the day of the terrible disaster, she was found in the rubble by a fireman who put her in his helmet and carried her out." Mr Flandern, an emergency medical technician, searched the area in vain for a survivor victim nearby, out of fear that the doll belonged to a child who was trapped under the rubble. However, he later learned that the doll was from the Chances for Children's office after the Duchess of York told the news who the item belonged to. Speaking to the BBC in 2014, Sarah said, "And when it came on TV, I looked and saw Little Red, and the presenter said, 'Oh look, there's a child's doll,' and I immediately called up the presenter and said, 'Please, don't worry.' Because I was so worried they would think that a child was lost or buried in the rubble. So I said no. It's not a child's doll, it's Little Red, and she is a symbol for Chances for Children." Miraculously, Little Red was found in relatively good condition, despite the horrific attack, becoming a world-renowned symbol at the 9/11 Memorial and Museum. Little Red has red yarn hair and was wearing a red gingham dress with a white collar and black shoes. The Duchess of York added, "And it was quite incredible now, because I take her everywhere with me. And I show her, and I say, look, we can all rise up from the rubble, we can all go forward. We must dream, we must allow our children to dream. And we must give our children the chance to a healthy and happy lifestyle by continuing our fight to get children off the streets or children who are suffering from AIDS or drug addictions. We must give our children havens and places they can grow up and dream. Sarah Ferguson is very active with humanitarian work and recently celebrated the 25th anniversary of her Children in Crisis charity this year. The Duchess of York said in July, "As I look back over the work of the last 25 years, I'm so grateful to everyone that has supported us and so proud of the fact that we have defied the odds and kept the charity going all these years. It has certainly made me a better mother to my daughters, giving me a sense of perspective and allowing me to encourage them to use the platform they have to get involved in charitable work. It has probably saved my life too, by giving me purpose through difficult times. As my grandmother always said, when you feel bad about yourself, go out there and do something for somebody else."